Hello, Rupa here from Crafters Corner. I'm back with another video tutorial. This is going to be on the fabric transfer again, another experiment. Thank you so much for your wonderful response to my previous video on fabric transfer. The tote bag was a real hit. So today I'm going to do a slight experiment with the fabric transfer that has been given to me. I will try on a scrap piece of cotton fabric. First of all, this is the print that I have with me, the transfer. This is too big for my needs at the moment for the project that I have in mind. So I am going to do something which probably will make you raise your eyebrows, and that is I am going to cut a part of this design. Yes, that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut a small bit from this and then transfer it onto a cotton fabric. I have switched it on. I'm going to remove as much white space. Can you even make some wild guesses as to what my project could be? And here is my cotton fabric. This is just plain cotton scrap fabric that I have with me, and I'm going to do the fabric transfer on this. So go ahead and do your fabric transfer on any fabric that can withstand ironing, which is what I had told you also previously. I'm going to have some newspaper as backing just to make it a little sturdy. And here is my cotton fabric. Avoid synthetics, and if your silk can take ironing, yes. So the print is now face down. I'm going to place it in the center and then start ironing. Okay, so I'm going to go in circular motions, cooling, and then come back. So I finished the ironing and given enough time for this one to cool down. I'm going to start peeling this in front of you. So I've just started here. Okay, so this is on plain scrap cotton fabric, as I told you, and it's coming out so beautifully and so easily. Look at this print. That looks amazing. Lovely. So crisp and so clear. There you go. That was done in a jiffy. So this was on just plain cotton fabric. Now I'm just wondering what I'm going to do. Probably I would do some decoupage around this. I am decided to do some decoupage on the top and maybe around the bottom. So I have this decoupage tissue with me, and I'm going to cut around a small patch of design and then do decoupage on top. So I'm tissue. All right, so the second layer is off, and I think I will do it like this. Okay. Yeah, maybe I don't need all these ornate stuff. This can come in somewhere else, so I think I will do this here. Okay. So you can play around with this fabric transfer and then suit it to your needs. So I'm taking a decoupage glue now and then have the print decoupaged from the top. This is fabric, as you know, and I'm fortunate that the print matches the fabric color. As you can see, I'm rubbing a bit over the fabric transfer also, nothing happens. So that's a neat piece of flower decoupaged onto the fabric. Okay, so that's done. I have something in mind that I'm going to do with these, and as I said, my studio is brewing with coffee and the aroma of coffee. So I shall come back and see you soon with what I'm doing. So I'm planning another fabric decoupage here, another small print, and once that is done I will show it to you. Okay, so here I've done bits of decoupage here on the fabric using decoupage glue, and then I've also used archival ink to stamp in a flourish. So this is kind of complete. Hello, so I'm back. I'm back with my experiments with fabricTransfer and would like to show you not one, not two, but three projects that I managed to make with that one sheet of fabricTransfer. Yes, it was just great fun. This was just this design that I broke up into pieces and I worked on three projects. I still have one more small piece and another project in mind, maybe that for another day. But for today, I'm going to share you three projects, what I have done with this piece of fabricTransfer. As you saw, I did the first transfer on scrap cotton fabric and then decoupaged the tissue and did some stamping. So here is that piece. All right, so I have stitched it on to a fabric envelope. Okay, so this fabric was coffee dyed, and as you can see, the ribbon too is a scrap cotton fabric which has been coffee dyed, and I have stitched this piece in the front of this fabric pocket and embellished it with some buttons. So there's some cross stitching here. Yes, I had a blast working with my sewing machine, and the coffee dyeing was yum. The room is smelling of coffee and I can't ask for more. Okay, and so is this envelope, and what's inside the envelope is also smelling of coffee. So here's another handmade flower which has been done with scrap face of rolled cotton fabric, and then some laces and pearls to embellish it. And the pocket opens, and what comes out is a nice coffee stained junk journal. Yes, junk journal is the current trend. Meaning you use up scrap papers and notebook papers and envelopes and whatever things lying around at home, and then make your own personalized journal. So that's what this is. It's got some pattern papers too and lots of itty bitty things here. The first page, yes, it is coffee dyed. Yes, I can smell and tell you it is smelling of coffee even now. And the first page inside has a envelope again made with an atlas sheet, and then there are tags here. There's a crochet flower and more coffee stained pages. I don't want to get into details of the journals, but this is a quick run through. There are pockets and more coffee stain and ephemeras inside. Basically a bird themed journal, because I had some birds out here in the fabric. Let me tell you a small thing about this fabric. This fabric is again a scrap piece from an upholstered sofa. So we had just changed the upholstery at home, and then I had a lot of these scrap fabrics lying in, and it was called the watercolor series, the fabric, and so fascinating. I had to use it up in some of my projects. So I coffee dyed it because it was a bit too clean for me. All right, so that's how this project started, and the fabricTransfer element was just perfect for this. And I decided this could be a journal, it could even be a recipe book. It's got all these words which can, inspires you to make it into a recipe book, but nevertheless, it's your choice. Just a small little notebook inside can be used any way that you want. So running through this book once again, so it's got some birds and ephemeras, a pocket here, more coffee dyed papers, a graph sheet. All these are from old notebooks lying around. I have some old greeting card again with the bird series and a bird house here. And this, I don't know if you remember, this was done in a previous probably months back projects where I did my own pattern paper using the silicone matte and paints. So that's that piece. And then some tags here, more scrap pattern papers, and here's to coffee cheers, some tags here. So all this falling together to make this into a lovely journal. So you can use it the way you want. A little booklet here to note down family recipes, personal recipes, whatever that you want. A small little pocket and a little notebook here. All these itty bitty things come in handy whenever you're trying to jot down notes or write something. So some more colorful papers here into this pocket. And then, yeah, I don't know if you can see this paper here. This is again from the sheet. The corner of this, I didn't want to let go of any of this sheet. This is beautiful. I love the sheet as it is, and I wanted to again implement this in my journal. So here is one part of it. You will see more coming in the next two projects. So here's a little banner here, which can again hold a little booklet here. This is again scrap piece of coffee stained paper. I don't drink coffee, but I love the smell of coffee, so there it is, coffee in this project. Here's again a little pocket that folds out, and then again there is an insert here, tuck spot for some more papers, more tags, and yes, we come to the end of this journal. So use it the way you want, and this fits in snugly into this pocket. I so loved stitching it. I just can't get over it. So I'm like, it's fabric, fabric, fabric all over with coffee stained and coffee dyed papers. So again, it goes back. I like the vintage look of this, and the script of the fabric transfer was just perfect for this project. So for the first one, the experiment was on scrap cotton fabric. And the next one, now can this be done on denim? Yes. Can this be done on black denim? Yes. So here is the proof for that. Here's again another recycled denim pocket. The front and back is a pocket which I cut out from an old denim. And the fabric transfer, though it is black, it can be done on black fabric. So I'm not going to show you the process of doing it. It's the same process, but then what I want you to see here is it is still black on black fabric, and this is black denim, and it's come out so beautifully. Again, I had to play around with the placement of the alphabets here. So I cut each alphabet and then placed it accordingly so that it could fit into this pocket. And then of course the butterfly is also from the fabric transfer sheet. Yeah, it's this butterfly here, and I just played around with this wording Paris here, and this one went around in that. So we're still left with two more designs. I'll show you. So in this, like I said, I have an upcycled denim pocket. So these have eyelets which I have fixed in with some rings here, and some scrap fabric again, and a paper tassel, handmade tassel, and then it says live the life you imagined. I have a cute little pink button. Pink is not my color, but then yes, it's for someone who loves pink. So there you go. So here's the leather cord which closes the two pockets together, and like I said, it's again held together with binding rings, so it flips open into another notebook. And there is a little pocket. I've used a velcro here, and out comes another little journal made with scrap paper. It has the Eiffel Tower. So again, yeah, all scrap pieces of paper, leftovers from previous journal making. So that's a little notebook that goes in here. The pocket can hold anything. I think even a phone can slip in, a small one. So these pages, I have cut it in the shape of the pocket, and yes, it can be used any which way. And I have some inspiring quotes which I have stamped in all these. All these are scrap pieces. I have not used any new paper. There's a little clip here with more papers, butterflies, dreams come true, yes. And so I wanted this to be an inspiring thing for the little girl who's getting it, so she could carry it around wherever she wants to and write down notes whenever she wants to. Colorful. I didn't want to complicate it with too many embellishments. Probably she could add what she wants. A small photo frame here, you can keep a memory there. And then again there's another pocket here, and I have some tags and a little notebook inside. Closes again. And then yes, you just have to tie the leather cord, have some beads and some charms hanging from that. Okay, and at the back again I have done some stenciling with white paint, and then some rhinestones here, some bling for the girl. So it's all nice and pink. I'm sure she'll like it. So that's project number 2. That was project number 1. And are you ready for project number 3? Yes, this is my favorite. This is my favorite, and so much me. And yes, this is for me. So again, I have used a scrap piece of cotton fabric. This is that very thin lining kind of fabric. Okay, this was off-white, and I have coffee stained it here and there. This is again another handmade boho tassel, which is again made with scrap pieces of denim fabric, some leather cords, twine, thread, beads, you name it, it's all there. Okay, and then I have this metal clasp here, Tim Holtz metal clasp, which goes in to hold it. And I made a little journal. Again, this is the scrap piece of the upholstery fabric, and I have cut out the bird, and then I have done and applique work here of the bird and the butterfly. The Eiffel Tower is from the fabric transfer sheet. So I cut just the Eiffel Tower, okay, and the other butterfly here. So these two are the ones which have come on this cotton fabric. This is a very flimsy cotton fabric. Like I said, you can do fabric transfer on any fabric that can withstand ironing and heat. So go ahead and experiment. So this has a combination of cotton and blue denim. Okay, so after the applique, here is the fabric transfer, the charm, and behind again I have the same upholstery fabric. Okay, and everything involves stitching. I'm in love with fabric and my sewing machine at the moment, and of course the coffee. And here is the clasp. It opens up and in comes another beautiful journal. This is a Tim Holtz fabric. The theme for this one again is birds and butterflies. I just couldn't get over that. Okay, so some stamping and coffee dyed papers here. Another flip through again. I have a fabric pocket, more tags. Yeah, what's more interesting is the how I have recycled the backing sheet. I made them into tags. I've attached some again coffee dyed papers at the back, stitched it so that now it becomes a tag and you can use it. All these ephemeras have a backing of a sheet at the back so that you know you can still write. These are some old account sheets and some fabrics that I've randomly stitched here and there. Okay, this lends a nice character to the journal. Okay, so this is again coffee stained, some stamping here and there. Everything goes with the theme of coffee and butterfly. So little bitty, oh, I didn't throw out any scrap. So here's another tag which is from the previous fabric transfer sheet. So let me show you all that I have done with the fabric transfer sheet backing. So there's the bees and the butterflies, more tags, butterflies, yes. There's another postcard and a tag which again I made with the backing sheet. Okay, there's one more which is peeking through here. Yeah, and that's a plastic pocket here. And then I've used the corner punches and the round punches to trim the edges. More sewing here. Again a little pocket, sewing of fabrics. Coffee stained. I'm in love with the coffee stained papers at the moment. The vintage look is unmatchable and the stitching just adds to it. That texture that the stitching gives makes it even more rustic. So these are some old Ziploc covers, pages, again some fabric, stamping, and yes, that's how the journal goes. A little envelope here which has been coffee stained and I've decoupaged the tissue. A tag here, some more stitching, butterflies peeking here and there. And yes, we come to the end. Again I have another fabric pocket which I have stitched and it says, when was the last time you did something for the first time? And again a small little booklet with papers that I cut out from this to adjust the length and height of the journal. So the little papers back, I have again given it a fabric cover, stitched it, and then it slips into the pocket, and this pocket too opens up, and there is yeah, some more papers inside. Let's say that's my secret compartment. So there's one there. So this can hold my emergency pen, pencil, brush. Okay, and then there is the denim clasp here with a handmade foam around flower. The silk foam is also from Shalini Crafter's Corner. This was one of my first experiments with handmade foam around flowers and I love it. So I thought that can also find a place here. And at the back again I have another pocket with a little tag. It says, the mind determines what's possible, the heart surpasses it. I love that. So here it is, my third experiment too with fabric. I have another small bit left which I'm thinking I will do on blue denim. So basically the idea is to tell you that fabric transfer can be done on even black fabric, white or any color. So it doesn't matter that the transfer medium is black, so it wouldn't stick on any dark colored fabrics. So go ahead, try your experiments with the fabric transfer sheet. Experiment with different fabrics, try different projects. This one sheet has given me scope to do 4 projects. So I'm sure you will come up with more creativity using these fabric sheets. So contact Crafters Corner, buy them today, and then do your experiments and then get back to me. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and my project share. Hoping that you would experiment too. See you soon with another project. Bye bye.